Yes. The minister needed to table the presentation. That is what he just did.
I can't hear you.
I'm saying, after the presentation, the minister needed to table what presentation that he had done to the House, and which is what he just did. Mr. Speaker,
he needed to do what?
Table the paper.
Table the statement.
The statement that he delivered after the event. He needed to leave the House with a copy. So he needed to lay it, which is what he just did. That's the point. The Speaker, I guess we educate.
Now you are introducing complications. If you are going to lay, is laying it as a paper, as what? Because it's a statement. And he did state that it was a statement in the terms of the Public Financial Management Act. Now, in that situation, do we lay it? Do we table it? If you lay it and you table it, what are the implications? Well, usually statements, we don't lay statements, we don't table them.
Mr. Speaker, this is a very important statement on which we are going to comment. You cannot say that after he has read it, he should put it under his armpit and leave this house. With the greatest respect. He leaves a copy with us for purposes of reference. Mr. Speaker, that is what it is. And that is why I'm saying that after he finished, the next thing was for him to have just presented the paper to us. Mr. Speaker, that's all that I said.
Yes, so, I heard you, but you know that he did state clearly and call on the Hansard office to capture the entirety of the statement. That becomes public document. And I'm just looking at our practice so that we don't complicate matters. Yes, I see you itching to say something.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, even though in the beginning he called on the Hansard office to capture it, where did they go for the records to capture? If he doesn't lay it, there's really no basis for what they are going to capture. Because if you read a copy which some leaders got, it is obvious that he skipped some details. And so he needs to lay what is the original document that he was reading, but skipped some portions and left some details so that the Hansard office can capture the entirety of it. So it's because I do believe that even though it is a statement, that in this instance, he should actually lay the entire document so that it will be part of the records.
I understand the import of that. I'm looking at our practice and procedure. That's what I'm looking at. If it comes under Order 70, it's clear. If it is under Order 74, 75, then we know what to do. You know, those things are stated there. So I don't want people to leave here a bit confused about what next to be done. You want to clarify it? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, even though you ruled on the fact that this is a statement, I'm just going back to it, giving the reference that he's going to lay it, and the question of whether it should be laid or not has risen. Mr. Speaker, I also heard you say we would debate it from tomorrow. We'll make comments. Oh, comment, not debate. Mr. Speaker, I suppose that laying it might not be necessary at all, because when statements are made, and we make comments, I have not seen one statement being made and then it's laid. A statement is made and then we comment on it. Nobody lays a statement. That's my thinking.
Well, yes, there's a deficiency, but we'll correct it. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this is a statement and it relates to government policy. Mr. Speaker, I thought my honorable colleague and friend, who's been in this house for quite a while, will rather lead us onto the path of righteousness. Mr. Speaker, whenever reviews are made which do not include supplementary budgets, they are laid on the table for us. The Speaker, as my colleague from Oku Central has indicated, it is not possible with such documents to read the entirety of the document. Certainly you may skip some. And if you don't even leave it, assuming you even read everything, the Hansard department may not be able to capture everything. For purposes of doubly checking, assuming you even read everything, it's important that we have a copy with us to serve as a benchmark. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't see why we should be litigating this matter. It's by convention and practice. That is what we've been doing, with the greatest respect. But having said so, Mr. Speaker, you asked for an indication. And my colleague, the minority leader, who at the very outset was indulging the finance minister to move a motion outside what is required to be done by the minister, now wants to begin his own debate. Again, outside the arrangement that we have made in this house. He was part of the business committee that agreed that we will stand the debate down, even though it's a statement, for at least 24 hours. For at least 24 hours. And he is trying to construct a very wobbly foundation. That, Mr. Speaker, the indication to you as you sought is that we take a suspension for now. And as we agreed last Friday, maybe for about 30 minutes, and come back to continue with the business of the day. Mr. Speaker, so if he moved a motion, I'm not too sure that he moved a motion because the time is past 2 o'clock. So we just wanted an indication from us. So I want to support the indication that eventually he gave, even though he was on the wrong course at the very outset. Mr. Speaker, the second stage of his submission is what I'm supporting. We take a suspension for 30 minutes and come back. Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much.
Honorable members. Yes. Honorable Cletus Avoka.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I think that we should distinguish between the statement that members make on the floor of this House and this mid-year fiscal policy review statement. That being so, this is a very, very official statement in respect of the government's economic policy for the mid-year. I think that for the avoidance of doubt, it will be prudent for us to lay it, so that it will be prudent for us to lay the statement read by the minister, so that members can officially access it and then contribute to the debate. I will prefer that than, not today, I'm not saying today, yes, but I'm raising the issue, I'm contributing to the issue of whether it should be late or not.